So I'm gonna do something different, and I know I've never actually like done this out loud, but I'm wanting to see if it'll make a difference.
So I try to like stretch it, get
my muscles less stiff. Why does it look uneven? Don't like that. This is too distracting. Alright, so really quick, I just want to establish that we will only entertain energy that is of the positive, most utmost love and light for everybody involved. And I'm asking for God, Source, my spirit guides, my ancestors, to help me channel some sort of written work. Like I keep wanting to think poem, but I don't know. I just keep feeling like I need to write something. And I was wondering if I could get some help with channeling it. Channeling a message from spirit. Ooh, okay. I'm feeling, yeah, okay. Okay, they're wanting me to do it in a deck form, so they're wanting me to get some of those blank cards, because I was gonna just write it on this. They're wanting me to do the card thing. They're saying that is, oh, damn it, I didn't mean to switch that song. And I don't want to, I know I'm not gonna want to hear this song after this. How do I remove it from this fucking... Hold on. Alright. Oh, okay, so my foot, my masculine, okay, so my left ear is getting frequency, and then my right foot, which is masculine. And that's actually giving me, oh, okay, whoa. Whoa, so what they're showing me is that that's showing me at a balance, at an equilibrium with Source, because so what they're showing me is the right being masculine, divine masculine, my right foot kind of, it will feel like it's like energy shooting down into the earth, like it kind of hurts, like it's like a peeing, or like peeing, like yeah, it's like a, when you get shocked, when your finger gets shocked or electrocuted, when it kind of hurts, it's like that, and it's from my foot that goes down to the earth, and so that's telling me it's grounded. So it's telling me like physical protection, physically in my body, like good to go. Wow, okay, this is cool. Alright, and then with the left ear frequency, okay, first of all, I'm seeing ultraviolet light, but with the left ear, it's then it's saying that up here, tapped into this other higher realm, I'm there too. And then it's showing me this like energetic cord or spectrum in between both, which is my entire body. But I'm not seeing it in, I'm not shaped like a person when I'm seeing it. It's literally like a stretch of light. And they're saying that like phrases of what I'm saying are what needs to be on the cards, like stretch of light or energetic cord, like things like that, like the keywords are what I need to put on cards. Okay, do you want me to do a brand new deck or add it to the deck I've already started? Brand new deck. This one doesn't. Okay, wait, so they're telling me I need to do it on my Dungeons and Dragons tab. Okay. You know what? I think that it's cute to be a little fucking dork. Oh, dude. Sounds like they're saying heal Lemuria or whatever, the starseed origin place. I don't know much about it, but I know that that's a thing. That's what it sounds like they're saying. Ooh, I'm getting runes, I'm getting a bunch of shit. Oh, they're really wanting me to go all in on this. Okay. I got really nerdy the other day and I found these on Amazon, and I'm gonna have to get the other themes too because it's fucking cool. Now keep in mind, I am not trying to flex like I'm some cute gamer chick. I don't fucking know anything about this. I've never actually played the game. I just stumbled upon the cards and thought they looked like, even though they're like cards for this fictitious fantasy game, they look like cards I could use as Oracle. And I've kind of been dabbling in that because it's fun, and it's worked with a few of my other card games that I have. I just haven't like shared content like that yet. Ooh, holy shit, bitch. Create undead. When you cast this spell using a 7th level spell slot, you can animate or reassert control over 4 ghouls. When you cast this spell using an 8th level spell slot, you can animate or reassert control over 5 ghouls, or 2 ghast, or whites. When you cast this spell using a 9th level spell slot, you can animate or reassert control over 6 ghouls, 3 ghast and whites, or 2 mummies. Now, I know that that sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but the way that my connection with Source works is it doesn't have to be relevant in any form for it to be a breadcrumb to whatever the message is. And so something about the language, the terminology, the keywords used in this deck, or in like random things, it'll have the little random keywords that'll make me think of something, that'll make me think of something else, that'll make me think of something else combined with this other thing, and that's how I get the message. Literally, and then they're kind of showing me like, well, I'm a PI, like I'm literally, my profession is I'm a licensed private investigator, and they're showing that literally like that's how I am with spirit, is I operate the same way and trying to figure out okay, so they're showing me as an interpreter, but they're saying that I'm an investigative interpreter. Whoa. Holy shit. Find the path. Range. Self. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, you can't tell me that doesn't. Material. A set of divinatory tools such as bones, ivory sticks, cards, teeth, or carved runes. The spell allows you to find the shortest, most direct physical route to a specific fixed location that you are familiar with on the same plane of existence. Wow. If you name a destination on another plane of existence, a destination that moves, such as a mobile fortress, or a destination that isn't specific, such as a green dragon's lair. See, okay. Green dragon. Heart dragon, heart beast. Wow, okay. For the duration, as long as you are, whoa, holy shit. Earlier, when I said, when the branch fell and I was scared,
I was seeing green, and I was seeing like a golden green metallic.
While you are traveling there, whenever you are presented with a choice of paths along the way, you are automatically determined which path is the shortest and most direct route, but not necessarily safest route to the destination. So, again, even if it's a fantasy, fictitious whatever fucking stupid game. It's giving, okay. The way it was even describing, like, in a logical sense, what finding your path means. Wow, that's actually very autistic coded, and no wonder. Wow. Bitch, shut the fucking shit up. You... What wants to come out right here? Forbiddance. I grew up being scared of blasphemy. Of the... Holy... It's interesting. They're showing... Wow, it was just 11:11. It's like, so Spirit's showing me the illusion that... Sorry, the yawn is like the medical equivalent to a saline flush. It's like an energetic. This is a lot right now. Divine word, look at this. Oh my gosh, this is, it's a logical way to describe shit. That, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. That's why the fucking undiagnosed, nerdy fucking 90s kids that grew up on this shit, why do you think? Why do you think? Because it helped, because it's structured for an autistic brain to understand fantasy concepts. Wow, and the card at the top of the deck, Greater Restoration. Diamond dust, wow. With that I'm getting sprinkle your fairy dust. And I kind of have a inside connection, or like an inside little, it's not really a joke, but with my mailman, because when he asked me, he had seen some of my stuff on YouTube and was asking about my readings, and asked if I could do a reading with his brother. And without even like obviously I said yes, but without even intending for it, the channel just opened, reading just opened, and we're just texting back and forth, and it was just casual, but like that was how the reading happened. And a lot came out, and I was told a lot of things to tell him about, like, looking around in present day life that verifies and validates like your connection with your brother or your source or whatever. And one of them was Tinkerbell. My fingers are getting cold. That's showing me connection to ancestry. Banishing ancestral karma, banishing ancestral curses. The lyrics of this, okay, I'm gonna start it over, but I know that I'm jumping around and not finishing stuff. I have to just word vomit what I'm getting when I get it, and then when I watch this back, I can go back and expand on shit. For the sake of this, though, I just have to keep up with the main topics that I'm getting shown. The lyrics of this, what I was getting shown was like a long line of like ancestors. They're energetic, but also could also be seen in like cartoon form of like if you're watching, like, I don't know how Disney would depict a bunch of fucking ancestors like reaching out to you. I don't know. However, that would be animated in a way that's not terrifying, because it's not in a scary way. I'm getting like an image of that. Like bloodlines. Okay, it's weird though, because it's not bloodlines like that separates it and makes it specific to specific bloodlines. It's literally just humanity as a whole. Has nothing to do with DNA or actual ancestral lines. but the very fact of human existence in general. So it's showing me ancestors that are not related horizontally, but vertically in time, correlated, right? Think about how that works. This is my autistic brain trying to, wow, okay, they're showing me that that is my gift. That's why people, wow, okay, because I can put into words concepts that are very hard for a neurodivergent brain to understand, and I can kind of articulate it in a certain way. Okay. Anyways, I was seeing the ancestry thing that I was saying. And this is what they're saying with that. Remember, this is the last card I pulled. Think about it. The forbiddance, the construct, wow. It'll always feel like it hurts more when it's your family. But when we all look in that mirror, it reflects to each of us, because we all understand we all come from someone who we are related to who is family. It doesn't matter if we are all related, we're all, that's not the point. These bloodlines fighting. Just the discouragement of humanity right now. Actually what I'm getting, and this might piss people off, but I'm getting that is, in a sense, God's feelings, or the way it would be, the energy would held there would be described of us, but not in a shameful way. Just in a be aware way. Alright, so what he's showing me is the concept that we know God as everything all at once. Sorry, okay, first of all, I need to reaffirm that in my fucking space, when I'm channeling things like this, I can't have the distractions. So any energy that's going to come in and distract me, you don't have to have ill intent, but if you're going to come and fucking distract me, you can't. I need a clear space to be able to think about this stuff. It's actually fucking important. So what God's showing me is this concept that we all acknowledge that He is everywhere. Well, when I say general statements like that, take it how it resonates in what you practice and how it applies to your life. The words and the keywords might change, the labels might change, but the energy underneath what it is that we're talking about is exactly the same. So, I'm seeing a blue an LED, like energetic rune, and it's in blue LED, and it's the one that kind of looks like an N, backwards N, I think. Ooh, I'm getting dizzy with that. Crack for confirmation. Crack, crack. Okay, can we please get me back to where I was before I got distracted? We also, okay, so we say that we see that God is everywhere and that we are supposed to embody Jesus-like love, God love, and be an extension of that, right? It's really hard to articulate, but kind of what I'm getting shown is that it's come to a point where the scale has like kind of, the spectrum, the slider on the spectrum, 2111, has slowly shifted over time to a point where on the scale of like humanity as a whole, right or wrong, good or bad, it's leaning more on the negative. Notice I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but it's leaning more on the side of disappointment, of like, we can do better as a whole. And I think that everyone would agree on that, but that's not to point fingers at any specific group of people. And I say that with irritation because that's how I'm also getting it from God, is we have this illusion that God is being so all-powerful, almighty, blah, 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 that he doesn't speak to us in the exact way that we speak. God speaks to you in the exact way that you speak to others. So think about when we say God is everywhere, but we also look around and we see heartache and disaster, evil. That's not saying that God isn't in those places. What is it saying, though? That where you're seeing evil is God is there, because he's everywhere. What do we know that happens with our concept of self when you start getting projected on by your external environment? And again, this is not for the people that are going to be like, are you going, this is undermining God? Like, of course, if he's almighty, this isn't a concept that's a concept. And if you let me fucking yap, I can walk it in a circle and explain to you why the fuck it is, bitch. Sorry. All right, can we rein it in? Can I get back to, this is really difficult. This is really difficult. Wow, okay. When I said, can I rein it in? I was also noticing my left foot was hurting in that way of energy, like electricity, like shooting down, like a staple gun, stapling my foot fucking down into the earth. But it was left, which is feminine, divine feminine, intuition, compassion, empathy, nurture. And it's funny because the words that came out of my mouth were, okay, can we rein it in? Can we bring it back to where I was? And I also felt that energetically, because being the left, meaning representing those things of like, okay, let's circle back, let's get back to where we're going, get back to the intention on talking about my intuition and blah, blah, blah. Leaning into that. And that it was at my foot, shooting into the earth is rooting, grounding. Hey, let's walk it back, let's get grounded back in that again. I feel kind of self-conscious for like going off on all these tangents. But I'm learning that I have to just get things out the way that I am able to and work with what I have with that. And I typically have a really hard time when I sit. Like if I try to sit and do videos about specific things, or like I have so many dreams and ideas of cool things that I would do with my platform. Notice my voice is changing. This is weird. And I know I'm fucking capable. It's not even a question of like if I'm able to do it or if I'd be good at it. Like I fucking know. Like there's not even a doubt in my fucking mind that it wouldn't be wildly successful and help a lot of people. And I don't even need it to be profitable. I just need it to be helpful, you know? Profound, because that's just who I am as a person. Anyways, when I try to structure it, I have that demand avoidance with the autism thing that it makes it grueling and difficult. It takes out the enjoyment of the art. It makes it stale. It's not authentic. 25:55 on the timer, and my left ear is itching. My left inner ear is itching so fucking bad, and it's because this is highlighting that it's a major vulnerability for me. Major fucking what I'm getting is God is like, I'm getting the sentence of like, why is your process vulnerable to you? Wow, that's actually really thought-provoking. Why is you, okay, so you're acknowledging that you're figuring out you have to do this a certain way to be able to tap in and actually create from authenticity. What? From authenticity. Wow. You acknowledge you have to beat to your own drum, you have to do things your own way, or else you struggle. Okay. What about that feels vulnerable? What about that is the vulnerability? And I think it just pointed out that I don't have an answer to that, which kind of means that I can literally just let it go. Because even if I did have an answer to it in my brain, then that's just the next little breadcrumb of something that I would work on to be able to release that pain. All right, and with that, yeah, that's God saying, yeah, this is my purpose, is that I have some sort of ability to kind of take these concepts and walk them logically and cognitively, like communicate them, interpret them in a way that is logical and cognitive. And I'm sorry, I'm getting myself really nervous. This makes me nervous. I don't know why. This is like a huge fucking fear of mine to say out loud, and I don't know why. There's no reason for it. Oh fuck. I was getting told to look at the cards again, because, okay, so like if you think of like cue cards, like if you're up doing a speech or a TED talk and you would have, when you like forget what to say or you don't know what to say, okay, yeah, I got it, thank you, God. Just rubbing my fucking nose in it now. I'm like, look at your cards, you remember what to say, look at your card. Anyways, the etherealness, 7th level transmutation, range of self, duration 8 hours. You step into the border regions of the ethereal plane, in the area where it overlaps with your current plane. You remain in the border ethereal for the duration or until you use your action to dismiss the spell. So it was saying you remain in the border, you remain on the outside, you remain on the outskirts, you remain an onlooker of life in your own plane. You remain dissociated from your body, you remain an onlooker, yeah, you remain detached from yourself and your life and your emotions. Until you use your actions to dismiss the spell, which is those negative thoughts that when you really stop and logically look at them, don't need to exist. And I've like struggled a lot with people in my life thinking that I'm not compassionate, like when they come to me with emotions and things, and then I'm trying to help because I am overly compassionate and empathetic. Holy shit. I just had some sort of weird energetic thing happen in my fucking ears. That was insane. I keep getting this image of a shooting star shooting through this ear, going out the left. Can you bring me back? I don't remember what I was saying. Fuck. People have often mistaken my responses to them when I'm trying to help for being non-compassionate. And that's always been confusing, but the reason for that, I understand now, is because the way I respond to people, that's weird. That's fucking weird. I just got an email for one of my old businesses. It's one of those auto emails that comes out from the Secretary of State, and it was addressed to my old business, and it was part of the business title is brief discovery, and that was God pinging to that this is that discovery. Wow, holy shit. Flashing lights. Hearing that Kanye song. Wow, holy shit. Clarity, immense clarity. I'm self-conscious because I know that none of this, it's all random and it's not making sense. And bring it back. I'm getting the blue avatar arrow, you know, like the one that's on his forehead, but it's like right here, literally energetically in my space. And it is like the arrow, yeah, it is really like this. And I opened my eyes at 32, it was 32, which 3 plus 2 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, 55, 55 is change. Okay. Wow. Positive change, upward change. Okay. Ooh, also the blue representing flow, current, energetic fluid movement, adaptability, resiliency, strength in a soft way, right? Because water can be water and still be powerful, right? Think of a fast current. That can still take you the fuck out, but it's also still water at the end of the day. Okay, so they're showing that you can be a fierce, compassionate. Okay, he's really just walking me through this. Okay, this is all for me. Sorry guys, it's gonna seem like I'm not. This is my own discovery at this point. Which also reminded me that drop down that had the brief discovery on there, part of our state ID had an 11 and a 22 in it. All right, so he's showing me that this is the way that my readings work. Okay, wow. So typically people understand that when you watch a reader, you can see that there's like you understand that when you watch someone who's reading cards, you also have to understand that they are reading their own energy too. They're reading from a biased place of their own energy as well. Because if they don't know how to remove and discern what is theirs from what they're picking up in yours, then it's a projection, right? And what Spirit is showing me is this idea of that concept of it being a projection is why people have a hard time leaning into those things, because it makes it seem fake, too good to be true, not real, clickbait type shit. And it was weird. It was like God just flipped the coin over and was like, if we understand that all of that is a projection, right? Essentially, even if the reader doesn't have to be doing it on purpose, but the energy is there and it is infiltrating the other energy. It just is. That's just how it is. It doesn't need to be a bad thing anyways. That's just how it is. If we acknowledge that that is how it is, why does it need to be labeled something with a negative connotation such as projection that makes somebody else immediately defensive and have that demand avoidance of, that's not for me, that's that other person's problem, that's that other person's information, that's that other person's energy, that's not mine. Even if inside it resonates, but there's that ego there because of the defensiveness. And what God is showing is that if we understand it's a projection, why are we not having more people sharing their own readings? We have all of these readers who are doing it for service, and God is like, that is fucking amazing. But then he says, but also let's think about what would happen if all of the readers you see on social media, if the people who are doing readings as a practitioner and offering readings to people, if you started with offering your own personal vulnerability, the readings that are you discovering yourself, because that's how you disengage the ego. They're showing like a bomb squad, the bomb of the ego. They're showing that's how you get the bomb squad in there to deactivate that bomb of the ego, when you are guiding and teaching and giving leadership or advice, because you're doing so in a way that if someone relates to it, they're relating to it from a place of vulnerability, of compassion for what they're seeing, right? Wow, that person, like, I know how they feel. Oh my gosh, I totally I fucking understand that. Whoa, like that person like thinks about things like I do. I like have never seen somebody who thinks like that, processes shit like that. Do you see how that's like more impactful? Even if you're providing the same information from God. Okay, that's what, yeah. Wow, and then he's showing me, he's like, there needs to be better leaders of leaders. And he's showing that the issue with that is that obviously good leaders are not the ones that will necessarily be the first to step up. Oh, he's really trying to convict me right now. I don't like that. Because think about it. You have the leaders that are a little too eager. What is that? That's power hungry. That's a little, you know. Wow, this is making me sick. I'm seeing that yellow. It's yellow gold. It's yellow liquid gold. Orb, aura. And it's weird because I know that it represents me, but it's not. I'm looking at it. It's not like me. The view I'm getting of it is I'm looking at it like it's in front of me. But they're saying like the reason, okay, because it's hard. They're not giving it to me in sentences or language. So the reason why it's hard for me to put it in words is because I'm not receiving it in words. They're giving me this idea of like desperately needing higher quality leaders of leaders. Not higher quality. Nope, I'm not going to say higher quality because that is like makes it seem like a better or worse than, and that's not the case. Okay, God is saying that more leaders of collectives, more people who read for collectives of people need to stand up and be more vulnerable on display. he's showing me that we do like as healers, we do it to a detriment. Wow, I'm saying so much. This is so difficult. Wow. I've never experienced this before. I'm receiving an insane, like, psychic gift activation. And it's crazy. I'm able to like fully understand exactly what it is, because it's like I've gotten bits of these abilities that I've been trying to figure out, and they've been fuzzy but not clear, and that's why I haven't been confident in myself. And what's weird is it was like just in that moment something shifted, and I received input in a way I never have, but it was like so familiar that it's like I realized I have been the whole time. And the only difference was that there was no clutter in the way or gunk in the way of how I received it energetically, if that makes sense. This is so crazy. Wow. So he's just telling me, like, he's like, he recognizes that I feel like kind of awkward about this, and being like, I'm gonna be a leader for leaders. Like, this sounds fucking stupid. And he's like, yeah. It is kind of fucking stupid. Someone's gotta do it. And then with that, I get, you know, in my head, energetically, I'm like, but, like, I'm just me. Are you fucking kidding? You want this? Is your sharpshooter, sir? Are you sure about that? And then it's like God responds energetically with, what did you just go on about? About how the way to reach people in their wounds is by being relatable. So if that's how you feel, like you're a big fucking clown in a circus, but you put it out there and it's relatable, that makes you a leader, not from ego, but literally from having the bravery to be vulnerable. And that's the most authentic you can be, because it's not being led by decisions with finances or material things as factors. Wow. Thank you, God. I feel really blessed to have been able to get out as much of that as I did. 4404, I'm very aware that I did not close out a lot of those topics. And it really bugs me, and that is what has been keeping me stagnant, and why I have not made steps into actually, like, doing something with the knowledge and wisdom I'm sitting on, or yeah, sitting on, because it's not me, it's where God has sat me. Wow. I just got another notification for one of my old business formations that I haven't actually operated and done business under it, but it's filed. It's called Hero Divergence Partners. Wow. And I remember now it was a play on words with neurodivergence. but with the context of what I was talking about kind of the things I say resonating with people who are maybe late diagnosed or will never be diagnosed, will never fully understand what is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with you, but you get what I mean. Anyways, this card, mass healing word, instantaneous. And that was just God validating for me, like, listen, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be out there. And he's showing the duration of, like, once you put it out there, it's instant, that it's immediately putting an energetic deposit that's gonna, you know. Okay, and then it shows me back, so what I started with when I was talking about how, like, in a way it's like we've shifted God's baseline. And God's fucking depressed and discouraged. And that's not blasphemous or devaluing him to say that, because he is a reflection of us, we are a reflection of them. After so long, there has been a gradual downhill shift. It's no different than like fucking global warming. Because if we recognize that we are God, God is us, we also need to recognize that the shit we struggle as a collective to overcome, the shit is the shit that God's gonna struggle to manage. Doesn't matter how almighty and fucking everything he is. It's just fucking logic. And I feel like that's gonna piss a lot of people off, but with that I just got good, what the fuck? With that I got good riddance. Oh wow. Speak with dead, spirit guardians. The duration range on this one is self with a 15-foot radius. Wow, 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 wow. So what they're showing me in a way is like the dimensions or the realms I'm able to communicate and tap into just now to like communicate the energy. First one, speak with the dead, obviously mediumship. And it says it's showing like the range of 10 feet, duration of 10 minutes. That doesn't really matter, but like the range, so they're showing like if you think of it as atmospheres or realms, like vertically. 10 feet, that's mediumship, that's this ability, that's the range of that mediumship ability. One step further than that is the spirit guardians, so my connection with spirit guardians. And it's funny, this one, the range on that is 15 feet, so it's like it's giving me that extra 5 feet of connectivity, if you will. Material. Wow. A holy symbol. You call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you are good or neutral, their spectral form appears angelic or fey, your choice. If you're evil, they appear fiendish. Bitch, is that not directly validating everything I just said? You cannot tell me I don't have a gift. You cannot tell me that this isn't God. You cannot tell me that everything I just said was not divinely fucking, even in its fucking chaos, in the sentences I don't finish. Okay, now he's showing me. That's the whole fucking point. Because that's what makes it relatable, so that it's digestible for somebody else to understand, because it's not coming from a place of ego. It's honestly coming from a place of fucking vulnerability, because the last hour that I just word vomited is, I'm self-conscious of it, and it's embarrassing to me, and these are things that have been nitpicked my whole life, or it's what I've tried to keep in order, you know what I mean? Wow. And God is showing me that that is why it is so fucking powerful and profound, and even more fucking real. When you cast this spell, you can, and again, this is for a computer game that is made up. So when you hear words like spell, don't take that word fucking up the ass. Take it how it resonates and applies in something in your life. If you're not a fucking witch and you don't like the word spell, for example, in my Christian household, that would have been not okay. And it would have scared me away from this concept. because I was undiagnosed autistic and took things literal. So if it had witchy words in it, witchy is bad. Ooh, get that away. Take whatever keywords, filter it, replace it with those keywords in your life, and then hear what I'm saying. 50-40. When you cast this intention and a prayer, whatever, manifestation, you can designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time or a turn or starts its turn there, it must take a wisdom saving. Wow. Okay, and they're showing me that cold feeling. Ooh, wow. So I was on the right track yesterday when I said that when I get my fingers, when they get really fucking cold, that it's like when I'm tapped into dead people. But this is when they're like saying no. This is how you know when it's ancestral. But like deepest, longest, most but not just ancestral. It's interesting. It's not ancestral as in just my family, my bloodline, where I come from. They're showing me that it's ancestral as in the fucking formation of the fucking earth, like rock, like not rock, but like the creation of all people. This is so hard to articulate. They're showing me that my fingers get cold as ice. Like cold as a rock, right? But that rock is the rock that we are on, like the earth that we are on. And that when I get that energy in of that coldness, it's to validate for me and to tell me, hey, you're directly connected and tapped in with foundation isn't the right word. Rock even isn't the right word. Earth isn't the right word. Creation, honestly. This is so difficult to articulate. Core. Okay, and then they're showing me someone raising their hand and being like, but isn't the Earth's core, like, isn't it hot? Or isn't there volcanoes? Like, isn't there lava and magma? Like, isn't it hot? Okay, and then that's what God is showing is the illusion of good angel, bad angel, dark angel, light angel, God, devil. And God is kind of like, yes, if spiritually and energetically the Earth's core feels cold, but physically we understand that physically, biologically, we understand that the Earth's core is warm or hot. That's exactly a metaphor for the average person walking around today who looks fine, happy, alive on the outside, but dead inside. Holy shit, guys. This is powerful. And then it's validating that point again of what I said of God is everything, but he's also only as good as we make him. He's only as good as... All right, and he's touching on some of my wounds of being in a lot of spaces in my life where people were hard on me for certain things, but it's like I wasn't given the certain space. And I don't mean it like it's bad on these people for not providing me the environment. That's not what I mean. But like, it just happened to be that I wasn't in an environment to thrive, but yet I was expected to thrive. And it caused a lot of harm to me, right? Because then I'm wondering, why am I not good enough? What the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I get it? I'm hard on myself about it. And he's like, God is like saying, like, if you know you're an extension of me, why are you also gonna have imposter syndrome? And then also place me, meaning this would be like God. Why are you placing God so high and mighty? Nobody can even use words to imply he wouldn't be, or that's horrible and evil and sinning. That's blasphemy. But yet you can look at yourself in a mirror and speak blasphemy every day when you talk down on yourself. Or even you talk yourself up on things that aren't true. You know what I mean? Any way you deviate from what is. And then you have the audacity to feel like God isn't there. Like, where's God? You're separate. I need to be done. This is so draining. I feel like there will be people who get it. I'm very self-conscious by how sporadic this is. Whoa. These came out in this order. Revivify, Sending, Sleet Storm. Revivify, range of touch. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute, that creature returns to life. Okay, it's talking about reviving the soul. Wow. So that's God saying that I have a gift to help revive the soul. And that the fact that it comes out of my vulnerability is the exact reason why I shouldn't feel embarrassed about coming off a certain way. Like, I think I'm, because it's something that I'm shy about this. Sending. You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. Holy shit. That's kind of like literally describing some of my energetic connections with people. Like, it's actually putting into words some of my ability. What the fuck? This says the spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. And what did I say? There will be people who understand. It will be like the people, like, you'll either get it or you don't. And it's not my fault if you don't get it. But if you don't get it, you're gonna think I'm not making sense and crazy and sound like I'm on, I don't know. This is so validating. This is crazy. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. Wow. You guys hear this, right? Your autistic brains hear this, right? You can talk at someone all day. You can do readings for someone online all day. You can post your readings and be doing that for other people all day long. But are you really making an impact? if you're not, if you're reaching people that aren't even in the same frequency or plane as you, and it's not going to hit the same, there's a margin of error and also a risk involved of bleeding out energy that you didn't need to be giving. And so what God is showing is, instead of doing that, leading your service, your servitude, and like your wanting to be a philanthropist, and like leading that from the place of vulnerability where it's self-work that you're doing. Because when you're doing that, you're not draining, you're not extending any more energy, you're not extending anything extra. That's what it is. You're not only protecting your own energy. Sure, you think that you're not, because you feel vulnerable and nervous and exposed and awkward by being vulnerable in moments that are personal to you. And I'm not saying you share things you're uncomfortable. I'm not saying do things you're uncomfortable with. You'll know. But he's showing that, like, if you think that you're doing things with a certain intent, it might first be important to sit and do those things for yourself first. And that's not from a place that's supposed to sound mean. It's just from a place of, like, God recognizes, like, hey, you're someone who puts others first, and that's amazing. But you're also kind of running in circles with it, because you're getting less out of it and you're draining more of yourself with it. Why don't you do you and share that? Because then at the end of the day, you've still done that thing for you. Wow. Okay. And then that sleet storm. Until the spell ends, freezing rain and sleet fall in a 20-foot tall cylinder with a 40-foot radius centered on a point you choose within range. The area is heavily obscured and exposed flames in the area are doused. It's talking about all of what I just said as being how you revivify and you fight against the sleet storm of, like, the evil that's happening in the world, of just the cold hearts. And that if you let that sleet storm win, you can't be surprised when things are heavily obscured, when exposed flames in the area are doused, meaning when fires that are lit, like in a good way, passions and light and happiness and joy and moments of warmth, when those are lit and they're immediately doused out. What does that sound like, guys? Literally our world. That's describing what I was trying to describe about this. Over time, we've tipped it enough that God needs us to start doing more. I mean, we needed to do more the whole time, but yeah. Sorry. The overflow of emotion and vulnerability and energy I get in when I think about that, it's like it's like this heavy-hearted, compassionate, just heartbreak, like, for God. And I don't know how to explain it, because that doesn't sound right when I say it out loud. It sounds weird and cringe, and I can't explain it. Maybe it's like my empathy for things being misunderstood or misrepresented, miscommunicated. maybe that's why it hits me hard, is thinking about how discouraging that would be for God. And he's allowed to feel mad and discouraged, right? I don't know. That bothers me. And God is showing that my life purpose is to literally dispel evil and good. Because I'll either aggravate whichever one you've got the imbalance in. Or I'll provoke whichever you're sitting in. Whoa. The next card after that was dominant person. So like I will bring that out in you. The good or the bad. And if you're not right with you, the things that come out of my mouth will be naturally misrepresented and misunderstood and projected on, and you're not gonna, like it. The flame strike a flame. Wow. True seeing. Anti-magic field. Wow, this is great. Guardian of faith. Astral projection and guardian of faith. Oh, whoa, that's fucking crazy. That was validating for me in the craziest way. There's a reading I saved from earlier where I knew the reading was for me. It was on TikTok and the girl was talking about different resonances and stuff. And she said one thing was she was like, I'm getting like a walk, like a really powerful, strong walk, like a strut. She was like, it's just like the energy of it though. Like, it's like, think catwalk, but like energy. Whatever it was that she said, something that was what she was describing. If you didn't know, my birth name is, my name is Krista, which means Christ follower. And my autistic ass always thought that meant like follower of Christ, right? Because I grew up Christian, but what if that means following Christ? Like, Christ was a leader, right? What if that is post-seeding, like preceding post-seeding? So what if that is, my name means Christ follower? What if that means person in certain, what person, fill in the blank, follower of that, like in lineage and time, not in present moment fan club, if that makes sense. Guardian of faith again. What the fuck?
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you.
Create from the undead. So it was just him saying all that. Oh wow. Tree stride. You gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to inside another tree. That's my connection with mailman. The trees represent my mailman. Whoa, trees spiritually like represent him. Like he is an oak tree. Wisdom, divine knowledge, divine masculine, wisdom, knowledge, protection, just stoicism, powerful compassion that is not a pushover. And that was the way that this ties into that. Because my connection with him is literally what this describes. You gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to inside of another tree of the same kind. So it's like I'm able to connect through him and see things. It's like it extends my, wow. Because that's what happened the other day with my mediumship when we were on FaceTiming. Right now, this has been going for 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. Thank you, God. He says, time to revivify. Stone skin. What the fuck? Referencing the cold fingers. Don't have cold feet. Make the earth shake. Regenerate, firestorm. Oh my good gracious. The symbolism on this. Mailman is also a pilot and loves planes, obsessed with planes. 1, 2, 3, 4 was just on the timer. Oh my gosh, this is Spirit giving us a quest. You and up to 8 willing creatures who link hands in a circle. Okay, this part isn't really doesn't matter, but this right here. You can specify a target destination in general terms, such as the city of Brass on the elemental plane of fire, or the palace of whatever on the 2nd level of the 9 hells, and you appear in or near that destination. Alternatively, if you know the sigil sequence of a teleportation circle on another plane, this spell can take you to that circle. You can use this spell to banish an unwilling creature to another plane. See page 266. And he's saying that that is our power together. Holy shit. And that's what I did. That's what we did together last night with that spirit. Wow. Thank you, God. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this.